So this is a very interesting model. It's going to take dedicated people who want to go into, who want to earn a good living, but they're not going to, they're in it too because they really believe in it. They really believe in getting this medicine to people. And that's, remember, this is sometimes we forget what the bottom line of this whole thing is. We want to get this medicine to people. And we want to get it to them safely, we got to get it reliably, and we got to get it affordably, and we have to work under these crazy rules that are being put out there. But that's better than not having access. See here, people, I've been doing this for 8 years, and I have never felt so confident before. Even in Riverside County, I think we have a damn good chance of making this work and being able to get you your medicine reliably, safely, and affordably. I really want to get the price down. I mean, that's my new bottom line, is this $400 an ounce stuff has got to end. It's got to end. It's got to get down to maybe $100. Would you be happy with $100 an ounce?
Yes.
No.
I would be happier. Happier.
I don't know. I mean, the fact is, $400, $100 an ounce to me sounds crazy, but it's so much better than $400. I understand. I saw an article. There is some insurance company that is now paying for medical marijuana. I'm trying to find out more about it.
Dr. Kaiser.
Well, the thing is, insurance companies, one of the biggest expenses insurance companies have is in medications, buying the medications for the patients. If patients were able to get cannabis, they would need far less of the medications the insurance companies are paying billions and billions and billions of dollars for. Medical marijuana would be a windfall for the insurance companies because it would lower their prescription costs tremendously, because it wouldn't be anywhere near as expensive as those medications. I'm going to pass this around, and I want you to think about this when you reach into your pocket to pull out some money. We have a person. This is the first time this has happened that this group has put up $5,000 for our legal fund.
Wow.
If we can match it, we've got to raise a matching $5,000. That will give us $10,000, and that will give us the money we need to file a lawsuit. We already have the lawyer telling us that's what it would cost to file a lawsuit against the county if they balk and refuse to do that. So if you were to give $5, it's like giving $10. If you give $20, it's like giving $40. Think of it that way. We've already raised about $750.
I gave you $500.
That's part of it.
Oh, wow.
I didn't want to identify you. You identified yourself.
Okay. How long do you have to raise that money?
All right, girl.
He didn't put a time in.
Oh, good.
Then what will how will you spend the money to make sure other things are...
Well, if we don't have to file the lawsuit, we have $10,000 left over, we got everything we want.
Big party?
We're going to have a hell of a party.
All right.
We'll have a fantastic party. Party to end all parties.
Give it to
the Board of Supervisors.
Give it to the Freedom Fighters Fund.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hopefully we won't need any more freedom fighters between us and the Inland Valley Drug Free Community Coalition. I have been trying to do that for the last 2 years.
So they won't talk.
They will not meet us in public.
Can they talk about other drugs other than marijuana?
That would be nice if
Not
they
really.
did. They don't.
No meth, no crack, none of that kind
No,
of
they're too busy worrying about medical marijuana. They were organized by San Bernardino County law enforcement to oppose medical marijuana. That was their whole reason.
We got to prove that, Joe.
Very quickly, what's happening here in the city of Riverside? After the Supreme Court decision, I called the city of Riverside because they have a dispensary ban here like all the other cities have, or most other cities have. And the ban is based on the fact that it's illegal under federal law. So these bans are really kind of out the window. So I called up the police department, and I talked to a Lieutenant Masson. I can't remember his name.
Sergeant George Massam.
George Masson, yes. And a guy named Egger had talked to him and told me to talk to the guy. And I asked him, because this guy had told me that he said the only reason they raided the dispensaries is because they were profit-making, not non-profit. And And I thought that was very interesting. So I called him up. I said, so that means you won't raid a nonprofit collective because that's what we are. And he says, well, I don't believe you can operate a collective nonprofit.
I don't care what he believes.
Yeah, yeah.
So he says, but listen, I'm just a lowly sergeant. You need to talk to the city attorney because he's the one that makes the decisions. He gave me the city's attorney's name, and I called the city's attorney office. The city attorney would not talk to me. Would not talk to me. And they told me to talk to the county DA's office. The county DA's office. Like the county DA tells the city what to do. And so I called up the county DA, and I got this new guy who's a new investigator that's been assigned the medical marijuana program. And I told him the city attorney's office that I needed to call you to find out why the city of Riverside isn't going to be allowing collectives. And he says, well, we have nothing to do with that. And I said, well, but he told me to talk. He says, well, and I explained the whole situation to him. He says, well, I need to look into this, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. That was last week. He's still not called me back, even though he assured me that he was not like all these other guys in the attorney.
That's your first clue.
So the city of Riverside, then I called the planning department to talk with the lady who I dealt with originally, who originally told us why we couldn't do it. And I said, listen, the Supreme Court says you can't say federal law is illegal anymore. Can we meet with the planning department to sit there and talk about what we could possibly do to get this going again? And she says, we're not going to talk to you. We will not talk to you. So the police department in Riverside won't talk to us. The city attorney's office won't talk to us. The planning department won't talk to us. So we're going to need to talk with our...
No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Danny, I came on Friday. According to the district attorney, a prescription, a recommendation is not a prescription, and the judge agreed with it.
Well, it's not.
It's not.
Well, but as far as trying to, basically what they're saying is, you can only use it as a defense in court.
That's right. But you're in court. That's where you're supposed to use it.
Yeah, I know, but they're not looking at it like that, though.
What are they looking at it like that?
They're still looking at federal law.
So they can't look at
They can't look at federal law. Well, then, unfortunately, the problem that you have is you got an incompetent defense attorney. You got a public defender. I know. That's incompetence and public defenders.
But the public defenders are controlling the judges.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No. Listen,
The DA is.
the DA.
How do we stop the local
See, that's why we have to get these ordinances. Once the ordinances are in place, then the police have to follow the local ordinance.
Okay.
And the problem in Los Angeles, they're talking about the city, right? Yeah, they're not allowed in the city. They're allowed in the county. They are.
Yeah.
Why they
Oh, there's hundreds in LA.
Right. They're still working through the ordinance.